Well, I think this discussion boils down to a two-pronged discussion. Number one is policy. Do we as a city council, individual members, have a right to ask city staff to prepare information to present to a council, to a commission? I didn't think we did. I thought if Councilmember Altenberg wanted to bring this issue to the Charter Commission, he as an individual could go there. But the way it turned out, city staff came prepared at Councilmember Altenberg's request. All right, we need a policy. We need a policy. When we have one council member directing city staff to make a presentation to a commission, there's something not ringing true there. Number two, when we go door to door right now, the way it is, we are asked about city issues. When we go door to door during a federal election, it is going to be, how do you stand on this federal issue? How do you stand on that federal issue? And our local issues, I tell you what, with all the debates and all the presentations by candidates, our local issues will get lost in the fray. I'll guarantee you. Our local issues become very, very much of less importance. But it is something that affects, we have the most direct contact and interaction with our citizens, but the decisions that we have to make and the direction that we'll be looking for from citizens is going to get lost. It just will. And so it's just very disappointing that this went the direction that it did. And I would have to ask, how is it that we can develop a policy for directing questions to commissions and making sure that city staff, in my opinion, I did not know that one council member could direct city staff to make a presentation to a board or a commission. I just wasn't aware. I always thought it was a council manager form of government. I didn't think it was one council member directs somebody.
Mark Hintermeyer.
Just a quick, because I want to circle back to this too, and just put on notice the city clerk that I will have probably about 25 charter changes that I will expect the staff to present at the next charter commission meeting. Those facts, similar to what just happened, because if that's what we're going to, and I would suggest, I know there's other charter issues for other council members, you may want to notify staff of this so they can make a presentation. That's my issue. My issue is not that Councilmember Altenberg, because we all can talk to the Charter Commission anytime we want about any issues. The legitimacy of the issue, however, is when staff shows up with a presentation, because there's an inference that this council has authorized that. That's my beef with that. This went so fast. There was with the already with this direct issue, the Charter Commission was predisposed in this, and that's why they sent it to us first. We, under our charter responsibilities, have the options to go as well. So it's not this one, just because they propose it, we have to pass it. The council has to deliberate over any charter change. The fact that they went so fast to the public, which is their right to do, but I think it was pushed along and sanctioned by, my view is, they did make a presentation. There were two presentations, the e-book side, that discussion has occurred, but also the cost of an even odd year election was discussed. And again, it's frustrating with Councilmember Otto's. If individual council members can direct staff, which is a cost, then we've severely broken down in my mind. And this should have been the will of the council, and it doesn't have to be unanimous. So we can all talk about it. The second point is, I'm asking for the legal opinion on whether or not this council can pass resolutions, what is our legal ability as a council to take a position and For example, if a resolution that, say, the resolution is to the effect that this council would ask you to vote no, since, and then lay out some reasons in the resolution. Obviously, it's not going to pass unanimous, but it's those types of questions. What authority do we have to engage on this? It's very clear what the ballot measure is, but what constraints or what options do we have as a council in just a formal passing of a resolution, but also spending money if the votes are there to, say, send flyers to every household, or put, I don't know, paper announcements, or what is that legal issue? How is that defined, I guess, is what I'd like to say.
Mr. Mayor, members of the council, Councilmember Hintermeyer has raised some great questions, and I've been working on a memo to address those
That's
issues.
part of it?
I
Okay.
thought that would come up, and frankly, the issue came before the Charter Commission so quickly.
Right.
Otherwise, I would have normally had a memo prepared for them, but the day that it was presented to them, they decided to move forward with it, so I
Yeah.
did not have
Well,
time.
I appreciate just getting those questions on, and we'll look forward to the answers to see where the will of this body is.
Mark Altenberg.